Hello and welcome to today's video where we are going to talk about SpaceX's Dragon 2, a class of partially reusable spacecraft that can carry both cargo and crew to and from the International Space Station and beyond. Dragon 2 is part of NASA's Commercial Crew Program, which aims to end the reliance on Russian Soyuz spacecraft for transporting crew to the ISS. In this video, we will cover the development, design, launch history, and capabilities of Dragon 2, and why it is such a groundbreaking and innovative spacecraft. Dragon 2 was announced by Elon Musk in 2006 as part of his vision to make space travel more affordable and accessible. He wanted to create a spacecraft that could transport both cargo and crew to the ISS and beyond, using the same launch vehicle as SpaceX's Falcon 9 rocket. He also wanted to make the spacecraft reusable to reduce the cost and increase the frequency of launches. He named the spacecraft after the Dragon cargo module, which SpaceX had been using to deliver supplies to the ISS since 2012. The spacecraft was also known as Dragon 2, Dragon V2, and Dragon Rider. The development of Dragon 2 took about 14 years and involved many challenges and setbacks, such as engine failures, design changes, launch delays, and certification issues. The first test flight of Dragon 2 took place on May 6, 2015, from Cape Canaveral Air Force Station in Florida. The spacecraft successfully performed a pad abort test, demonstrating its ability to escape from a launch vehicle in case of an emergency. The spacecraft used 8 Super Draco engines to propel itself away from the launch pad and deploy 4 parachutes to land safely in the ocean. The second test flight of Dragon 2 took place on January 19, 2020, from Kennedy Space Center in Florida. The spacecraft successfully performed an in-flight abort test, demonstrating its ability to escape from a Falcon 9 rocket during ascent. The spacecraft used 8 Super Draco engines to separate from the rocket and deploy 4 parachutes to land safely in the ocean. There are 2 variants of Dragon 2, Crew Dragon and Cargo Dragon. Crew Dragon is a spacecraft capable of ferrying up to 7 crew members to and from the ISS. It has a life support system, an emergency escape system, touch-screen displays, windows, and other passenger-related equipment. Cargo Dragon is an updated replacement for the original Dragon cargo module used to carry freight to and from the ISS. It has more cargo capacity than its predecessor and can also carry unpressurized cargo in its trunk section. The first orbital flight of Crew Dragon took place on March 2, 2019, from Kennedy Space Center in Florida. The spacecraft successfully reached orbit and docked autonomously with the ISS as part of the Demo 1 mission. The spacecraft carried a dummy named Ripley wearing a SpaceX spacesuit, a plush toy of Earth named Celestial Buddy, and about 180 kilograms of cargo. The spacecraft returned to Earth on March 8, 2019, splashing down in the Atlantic Ocean. The first orbital flight of Cargo Dragon took place on December 6, 2020, from Kennedy Space Center in Florida. The spacecraft successfully reached orbit and docked autonomously with the ISS as part of the CRS-21 mission. The spacecraft carried about 900 kilograms of cargo, including science experiments, supplies, and a new airlock module called Bishop. The spacecraft returned to Earth on January 13, 2021, splashing down in the Gulf of Mexico. The first crewed flight of Crew Dragon took place on May 30, 2020, from Kennedy Space Center in Florida. The spacecraft successfully lifted off and delivered 2 NASA astronauts, Doug Hurley and Bob Behnken, to the ISS as part of the Demo 2 mission. This was the first crewed orbital spaceflight from the United States since the retirement of the Space Shuttle in 2011, and the first crewed orbital spaceflight by a private company. The spacecraft was named Endeavour by Hurley and Behnken after the Space Shuttle Endeavour, aboard which they first flew into space during the STS-127 and STS-123 missions, respectively. The spacecraft also carried a plush toy of a dinosaur named Tremor, chosen by Hurley and Behnken's sons. The spacecraft returned to Earth on August 2, 2020, splashing down in the Gulf of Mexico. Since then, Crew Dragon has flown several more crewed missions to the ISS, both for NASA and for private customers. Some of these missions include Crew 1, Crew 2, Crew 3, Inspiration 4, and Axiom Mission 1. Some of these missions have also reused previously flown Crew Dragons, demonstrating the reliability and durability of the spacecraft. As of October 2022, Crew Dragon has carried a total of 20 people to orbit. Dragon 2 has proven to be a very capable and reliable spacecraft that can perform a variety of missions for different customers. It has a high performance that can deliver crew and cargo to various orbits, including LEO, GTO, lunar orbit, and even Mars orbit. It has a high reliability that has achieved a 100% success rate as of October 2022 with no failures out of 15 launches. It has a high reusability that can reduce the cost and increase the frequency of launches. Dragon 2 is not only a spacecraft, but also a symbol of innovation and ambition in the space industry. It has paved the way for more advanced and ambitious projects by SpaceX, such as Starship, Starlink, and Mars colonization. It has also inspired other companies and agencies to pursue commercial crew and new space technologies. Dragon 2 is truly a game changer in the history of spaceflight, and we can expect to see more amazing achievements from it in the future. That's all for today's video. I hope you enjoyed learning about SpaceX's Dragon 2. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more space-related content. And don't forget to hit the bell icon to get notified when we upload new videos. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.